Welcome to the information session for the Health Professions Academy. We have normally held these information sessions in-house, but now we are only requiring that you watch and listen to the information session online.
Hi, my name is Sue Spradlin, and I'm the Career Pathway Coordinator for the Great Oaks Health Professions, and I'll be walking you through our information session.
I'll often refer to the Health Professions Academy as HPA. We have been located downtown at the Ohio Means Job Center, but we are going to be moving to consolidate all the adult ed programs at Great Oaks to our Scarlet Oaks location, which is in northern Cincinnati near Sharonville or Tri-County. Our move to Scarlet Oaks will take place on August 17th. Our telephone number will remain the same, 513-961-4220, and our emails will remain the same. We will be offering the State Tested Nursing Assistant, the Patient Care Assistant, and the STNA PCA Plus class at Scarlet Oaks. If you're interested in the Pharmacy Tech and the Clinical Medical Assistant class, we encourage you to stop watching this information session and go directly to greatoaks.com/adult and search for the class that you're interested in. The information session and admission process is a little bit different for those classes once we make the move to Scarlet. We've set up a few resources for you on our webpage. One is our interest form to tell us a little bit more about you. Once you fill that out and submit it, you will have your name and information sent to our staff so that we can follow up with you. There's also the admission packet on our website, and that will be what you can use as your guide as we go through this PowerPoint presentation. So I encourage you to grab a hold of that and have that open or printed so that you can follow that along. And then we know that once you get done with the slideshow and the information session, you'll want to know where you begin. So that's why we've designed the Where Do I Begin form, which is also available on the webpage. We first of all always want to ask if healthcare is a field of choice for you. If you have the right personality, personal characteristics, and qualities to be successful and enjoy your career in healthcare. These are some of the qualities or personal characteristics that we think are important as you pursue a career in healthcare. After all, we're taking care of people, we're providing customer service and care, and so it is very important that we love to be around people and take care of them and really have a heart for other individuals. There are many employment opportunities for STNAs and PCAs. You might be able to work in a hospital, in a doctor's office, in home health care, in a school helping students with disabilities, in a clinic or a hospice where individuals go for end-of-life care, or working in a group home setting for people with developmental disabilities. There are many educational pathways in the healthcare field for you to pursue. This is the State Tested Nursing Assistant Possible Pathway, and you can go on and become an LPN, a registered nurse, getting your associate or your bachelor's degree, and then lots of avenues open up to you after that.
We'll first talk about the State Tested Nursing Assistant, or STNA class. In this class, you're going to learn direct bedside care skills, things like bathing, feeding, dressing, helping people with toileting or mobility issues, all the activities of daily living that you would be assisting people with in different facilities. The cost of this class is $900, and it includes all of your supplies, your materials, your books, and your state test. When you successfully complete the STNA class, you'll be eligible to take the state test, and we do give that here at Scarlet, and we'll schedule you for that. When you pass your state test, you'll be ready to go to work, and some students will then want to just add on our PCA class, which is where you're going to learn hospital skills. As I said, once you finish the STNA class, you have the option of taking the Patient Care Assistant class. You cannot take this class unless you've completed our class or you're already on the STNA registry. This class is going to teach you more hospital skills. The cost is $450. There is not a state test for this class, but there is periodic testing, and you will receive a certificate at the end of this class. Another option is the STNA PCA Plus class. In this class, you'll get both the STNA and PCA training, but you'll also be able to get some employability skills training. These are things like resumes and interviewing skills, getting your cover letter together and working on your references. You'll also have opportunities to meet with employers either virtually or in person to network with them, and it includes all the same things that the STNA PCA class does include. The cost is $2,300, and again, that includes all your books, your materials, and your state test.
As we'll learn later, our dress code is traditionally scrubs for every class, but on the Employer Plus days, we will wear our interview clothing so that we can make the best impression on the employers that come to visit us.
So to stay on that STNA pathway, you have three options. You can just come and take the state-tested nursing assistant class, exit, take your state test, and go to work. Or you can add your patient care assistant class onto the STNA class, and those usually follow immediately after the STNA class is held. And our schedule, as I said, is on our website. Or you can choose to take the STNA PCA Plus class if you feel like you want both the STNA and PCA plus the employability and job seeking skills training.
So we have several requirements that we want you to complete before you're allowed to be in a class for one of our healthcare training programs at HPA. For this next part of our PowerPoint, I'd like for you to refer to our admission packet, which is located on the website. Please have that in front of you or printed so that you're able to go with me page by page. So using the admission packet, we'll take a look at the admission requirements. Those are listed on the right side of the front page of the admission packet, and then throughout the packet, we talk to you about where and how to go about getting those admission requirements completed. Those are your prerequisites for class. You must finish all of these before you can be in class. And in some cases, you'll need most or all of those before you can apply for funding. And we'll talk a little bit more about funding as we go through the admission packet. So number one is the information session. You're viewing that now, and when you finish that, we want you to complete the online interest form and submit that electronically to us. Once you do that, we will get back in touch with you within a week to give you more information and provide you with updates and our information. Number two is your BCI and your FBI background check. Your criminal record is very important to healthcare employers because we are taking care of people and we want to make sure that individuals are safe in our care. So even if you do have some criminal history, you do want to get a background check, and then we can discuss that and let you know what our advice is to you about moving forward in the healthcare field. If you'll look on page 2, you'll see that we offer the background check at HPA. That will just be for a limited period of time, but we also offer the background check at Scarlet Oaks. You would need to call and make a reservation for either place, and the phone numbers are listed there. You can also get your background check done elsewhere. Just know that it may take longer than if you had it done at Scarlet or at the Health Professions Academy.
Number 3 of our admission requirements is the WorkKeys assessment, and we start talking about this on page 2 of the admission packet. There are 3 parts to the assessment: graphic literacy, which is more problem solving, applied math, and then workplace documents, which is more reading. We think that this is important because we want your academic skills to be of a certain level so you can be better prepared to take the classes and meet the academic demands of those classes. You can practice, and we encourage it, for the WorkKeys assessment, and you can see where you can do that on page 2 of the packet. On page 3, you'll see the places where you can actually go to take the actual WorkKeys assessment. If you're working with a caseworker, just talk to them about how you can accomplish this with them. If you've already taken the WorkKeys assessment, you can go to the location where you took it and see if you can get a copy of those scores, or you can go to myworkkeys.com and find your scores there. We do have 2 options for you to waive the academic requirements for the WorkKeys assessment, and that's if you've earned a bachelor's degree in the United States, or if you have taken the ACT test within the last 5 years and earned a score of 22 or higher. If either of those are the case, you can submit those to us and we will take a look at them to see if they meet our requirements. Now let's talk about our medical requirements. We do require a medical verification or a physical form, and if you've had one of those done within the last year, you can submit that to us and we'll take a look at it to see if it meets our requirements. Number 5 is the two-step TB test, and this is a two-step process, but it's actually 4 times to the doctor. So you'll get stuck and then you'll have the test read. You'll wait a week and you'll get stuck again and go back and have the test read. There are a couple of options with your TB test in addition to the two-step TB test. You can also get a blood test. This is called a QuantiFERON Gold or a T-spot. And this is just a one-time visit to the doctor and you get that blood drawn and then they will be able to give you the results within a day or two. Another option is a chest x-ray. If you've had a previous positive TB result, you probably have had or will have a chest x-ray. And again, you can submit that to us and we can take a look at it to make sure that that's valid as well. We did require additional immunizations, but we've changed that as of the April class. So we will no longer require an MMR, a varicella, or a Tdap for class admission. However, we encourage you to get that done and get those records obtained so that you can be prepared when you go to work. We encourage you just to take your packet with you to the doctor or the clinic or the urgent care that you go to get these medical requirements done, and they'll be able to fill out those forms. If you already have some already done, you can submit those documents to us, as I said, and we will take a look at them to make sure that they meet our requirements.
On page 4, you'll see that we also need a copy of your high school diploma or your high school equivalency, a picture ID, and a social security card. We only take your ID and your social security card on the first day of class. We don't need them before that. For all of our classes, we require that students wear scrubs. They can be scrubs of any color, but we do prefer that they be solid colors. These would be worn for any class time as well as the STNA clinical time. On page 8 and 9 of the admission packet, we'll discuss our program policies. We'd like for you to look that over, although I won't go into it in detail during this PowerPoint presentation. I do want you to pay close attention to the dress code that we have listed on page 9 of the admission packet. This is very important because it is modeled after many dress codes for other healthcare institutions where you might find a job. And we want you to be putting your best foot forward and also be safe and sanitary as you're working with not only patients and residents in the future, but with your fellow classmates during class. Next, we're going to cover our funding sources. Keep in mind that these may change at any time, particularly during this time when some agencies are closed or giving limited services. There may be waiting lists. There may not be any funding dollars available. So things will hopefully change once our society gets back to normal. If you're already working with an agency, please let us know that on your information form that you send in to us. And if you're not working with an agency, we're going to talk about the different types of funding that might be available to you. The funding that I'm going to talk about is all for Hamilton County. You can contact Ohio Means Jobs offices in your particular county where you live and see what funding sources they might have available to you there. We've given you a lot of tasks to do, but we encourage you to start with step 1 on that Where Do I Begin form and start completing your paperwork. You can submit that paperwork to us and contact us with questions at any time. We are not open to the public at the moment, but we will be conducting business, so please email either me, Sue Spradlin, or Julia Ancona, or you can call our main number at 513-961-4220, or you can fax your documents to us. Thank you for taking time to view our PowerPoint and find out more about the Health Professions Academy and all we have to offer you. We look forward to having you in class in the future, and we want to make sure that you remember to go back and complete that interest form and submit that online to us so that we can follow up with you. And you will hear from us within a week of when you submit that form to us. The Great Oaks Health Professions Academy is a United Way agency partner, and we hope to see you soon.